Hello out there. Happy officially Saturday. Happy Sabbath to our You Will Make It TV followers, viewers, and subscribers. We love you guys out there. And if you happen to be up hanging around this evening, looking for an interesting, insightful topic, you have found a good channel to hang out with. If you haven't become a subscriber already, we do encourage that you do such. Sorry for that slight pause, guys. But yes, welcome on in the room. I'm gonna let it get in the room. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. But I thought tonight's topic was a little interesting. Then again, I do have those nights where it's like, why haven't I gotten a little more persistent with the live topics with so much going on? Not just within our country today, but across the globe, right? I am your audio host and speaker on tonight, Arthur Tetasheri, Whitney. We're happy to have you. We also encourage you guys, another form or way to show your support is to maybe share, like, and subscribe for sure, but definitely make sure you are encouraged, you are invited at this time. By You Will Make It TV, make sure that you are welcome, okay, to share any one of our live topic videos, either while we are live or, just to maybe let others know we're live, or, just to share the topic after we've posted it. We announced this on our last stream, but we will go back and repost every topic because not everybody gets to catch us at the times that I'm live, either because it's early morning or late at night. But you can always check out my community forum post board, okay, where we just make posts, flyers. We'll share flyers, announcements, if we got any merch available and stuff like that. Hi, smiley face, we love you. This how I start off sometimes though. We be having a few, and then everybody just go. I don't know if it's because of the sound quality, what be going on quite yet, guys. I did get a few new microphones, so all I can do is try those out here and there. I finally got one of those wireless ones because I've been needing one for the longest because the headphones don't always do the justice. They'll come with mics, as y'all know, but you got to make sure things are compatible for the devices you're streaming on and stuff too. But shout out to you guys, and what are your opinions from across the globe? Let us know. Let's really think about it. What do we think about cashless society? And I'm not here to sound the most intelligent about money tonight, or I can tell y'all this. I do have a degree in business administration. I know enough. I've been through the struggle too. I know enough about money a little bit to come here and have enough, admiration to really, what do I really think about a cashless society? And does it look like we're going that direction sooner than later? And when I asked myself these questions, I said, this is a good topic, or let me try to get other people's opinions out there right now. But so here it is. When I first researched this again, one of the first things came up. I'm glad it was a kind of an article that did more like a pros and con of a cashless society. I was like, let me check this article out. Because, of course, this would just have been this publisher's opinion with their knowledge of money and finance and economy, right? So, number one with the pros was less crime. So, I agree with anything that there's going to be less crime. But then you got to talk about what kind of crime. So, it would probably be less of certain type of crimes going on, but it would still be crime. But we was gonna get to that when we talk about the cons, okay? But the pros, another pro was that, what was it? People could keep up with their debits and balances and credits better. I don't know, maybe because it's on the screen and it's cashless, you wouldn't have to try to keep up. I would still say bookkeeping would still be pretty important though, or maybe we should think about that right now. I'm telling y'all right now, even if we switch to cashless society, I would say accountants will still always have a job. I would hope so. That's kind of like was my arena of training for a little while the past few years, for sure. Learning more about bookkeeping, right? Getting more hands-on and why it's important and how people are bookkeeping today, especially in the digital age, right? We know bookkeeping used to look totally different, but that's another topic. I brought that up because I would say accounting would still be a really big career field. You know what I mean? That's one thing I think is a pro. PRO, I think that's a pro when we talk about cashless society. Thank you for the love. Y'all go subscribe to Smiley Face if you like gamer channels. If you like, or if you're into anime. And she just has a lot of other fun stuff going on for the anime lovers. We connect with all kind of different YouTube. I want to show me in that light too. It's probably been a minute since I just personally connect with people, but as far as the behind the scenes support of what we do from our channel for other channels, we definitely have a few of our own favorite channels. Like, we got to start shouting them out more because we like to see that. I've seen channels start from zero below zero. They're at like big name channels now. Like, you can literally see growth like that in a year. But shout out to those ambitious go-getters out there. Keep doing what you're doing, because I would assume that a cashless society would also affect content creators. But I'm gonna try to do my topic not too fast, not jumping into one topic more than the other right now. But for sure, what would a cashless society mean for content creators? Or have we slowed down to think about that a little bit? And y'all can let me know in the chat if my mic is sounding funny at any time. All right. I was going to get back on to what I was talking about. That's another one of my questions in the notes here, though. Like, with this topic right here, this isn't about fear mongering or trying to share misinformation. Let me state that for the record, like I do on every live stream topic that I choose to come out and publicly give my reaction or opinions about. They're only those. My reaction, opinion, commentary to real life events across the globe that affect us directly or indirectly. Like I've been saying for 2 years now since I come on. I mean, if I do inspirational topics, insightful topics, it's just my reaction, my commentary, my opinion about these things, okay? And one thing that's always been beautiful about America is that all the opinions help make where we are today. It was never just the Dem Party or the Republican Party who, overall just controlled everything that happened with the future of this country, okay? Every opinion has always somewhere played a part. It's all about in different stuff. But I'm kind of calling it already. I feel like this is one of those things. As soon as the masses get a whiff, like, yep, it's officially a cashless society, I feel like that's one of those things people would protest about, but that I don't think they would understand. Like, bro, once they do that switch, I don't see what a protest would do. You see what I'm saying? That's not something you just go push a button like, oh, never mind, we go cash tomorrow. Like, once that announcement is officially made, I'm just already saying it is wise to think about. You can hold as many signs and t-shirts saying you want cash back. It's not happening once they make that switch. But let's talk a little bit even more about why, that could be a pro. You see how people they can go cash a check today. Everybody gonna see you because it's a lie. I'm tired of people just acting like they don't see what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care who it is. You could be a small town person, a big person. Anywhere you go, you cash a check. If there's people in line there with you, even if you're at the bank, they can see what you're doing. They can see if you just cash a check, if you just really, especially if they're nosy. I don't want to call it nosy, but you can almost overhear. And I totally hate cashiers. I don't hate the people themselves. I just hate when they do this. I hate when they be like, oh, here's your change, 35.26 out loud. Like, please teach this in the customer service jobs that they shouldn't do that. Now, we know customer service over the phone, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might be talking about your accounts and business, but you're on the phone with that company, that store, that business. But when you're in person, is it anybody else out there like that, like me? Like, I do not like that. I don't care what status of money I ever get to. Do not try to, if I feel like you're sneak shading me, like you want to call out how much, that's going to be $120.50. I don't like when cashiers do that. It's not even a cashless society yet. And I've had a problem. I was actually thought it was interesting. I'm not saying if I agree or not with a cashless society, but I would definitely want to understand the pros and cons on both sides before something like that happened. And I was like, well, this is a good time to talk about how I always felt. I didn't like when cashiers do that. And anytime I've ever had a cashier or a server job, a job of service of any sort, I'm not finna even personally do that. It's a way you can tell people that how much they owe at the register or how much their change is going to be at the register without blurring it out. It's just not courtesy to me. It's not good customer service. You don't know if that person was in hiding or going through something or didn't want everybody knowing, and you just done shouted out how much change they got back. I never did understand it. They'd be like, okay, your change is, well, in some places they still count out your change. We ain't got that advanced in technology. They might say, well, you already told me that you owe me $150 back, right? In change, and 53 cents. But now you got to count out. You want it in large bills, small bills. They be saying all of that loud. And so some of us, we just have like anxiety with that. And I don't think cashiers know that, or like that might not be something that's regularly taught when they train people. But I just don't think you should do that. And if I'm ever a lead, if I get back to retail any type of way, sales or service, that's just my personal preference. They don't have to teach me that at orientation. I'm already feel like, I shouldn't shout out how much money a person is getting back. But that con I just called out was not on the pros and cons list. That's just a con that I'm speaking about from my personal opinion. At least with a cashless society, maybe you do. You see how they have Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. What else they got? Google Pay. I think actually there is no Google Pay anymore. Yeah. Ain't no I might be wrong, but the last time I looked up Google Pay, that's actually one that they're not doing anymore. I don't know why. If you're still using Google Pay, hit the like button. Leave us a comment. But last I checked, and I was really shocked, because a few of Google features have been like kind of deactivated though. Maybe I'm just nosy, be paying attention and stuff, but they had something called, like, Google had their own podcast too at one time, like where they had their own podcast platform. I don't even think that's still up. It's just like certain of their features are not, up and running right now, but Google itself is. Because I don't want nobody coming back to my stream misquoting me, saying I was giving misinformation, and I said Google is no longer in business. That's not what I said. But a few of their features I've been noticed has not that was once like everybody was using it. They're not. I guess they're not using it no more. Google Pay. I said what? But anyways, I did notice we have a lot of click to pay or tap to pay type options already. And some people just do with convenience, ease. They already hip to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more convenient with them. You go in the store, 3 or 4 kids, just tap your phone to the cash register machine. That part I feel like is safer because you don't have to swipe or insert your card anywhere, because y'all know they say a lot of places do have them card scanning machines now right there in public places. So you do have to be careful where you swiping and inserting. But as far as the tap to pay, I can't say that I've just heard as much chaos with that. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't just hear like, oh, this person whole account got hacked because they did a tap to pay at with their Samsung Pay. You just don't hear this. I'm not saying it's not impossible or that there's not victims out there, but most of the people that's already using it to pay for everything, they at least don't have to worry about credit card. At least the credit card scammers, they ain't got up on that yet. Like, oh, okay, they tapping to pay. Well, I'm sure that's where we were finna get to the cons, though, of cashless society. Like, how people were saying, yeah, it's a pro that it might decrease crime a little bit as far as robbery and theft of money, but people would still somehow probably find a way to, like, get a hold of that, too. And that's just what I'm tired of seeing of. But I guess that's the thing about people who make evil choices, bad choices, no matter how convenient, though. That's why I say, is it worth the convenience at the end of the day? It seems like the more we pull and take away from, pinch at, tap at hard work, though, just to have a better convenience, we always pay with something. I'm just mean as a society. Yes, you might have more that are in favor of convenience at the end of the day, but when you explain it like that, it just helps people see it better. Like, what have we gotten more convenient this far that didn't come with some kind of other price? Social media itself. Just the introduction of social media, since social media has been around, the internet, everything they've created, DoorDash. I don't know why I use DoorDash. I could use any one of them, for example, Instacart, any one of them. But just anything that's more of a convenient type service. It'll never be perfect. Y'all heard me. If you're familiar with audio host Arthur Tetasheri so far, you've listened into a few of my streams over the years, you know that I talk about this, how I had noticed something with convenience a long time ago. Okay? Before convenience was so swift, you just had hard work. Nothing got done overnight. What did the quote say? Y'all know we are an inspirational quote channel, but the quote says, Rome was never built overnight. It's something like that. It says Rome did not get built overnight. It's something usually people would say to you as a word of encouragement when you are actually wanting something more convenient or swifter or quicker. The only thing you got quicker back then, before we had technology and everything, was hard work. And nothing was finished until all that hard work was done. Don't y'all just miss those days? It's nothing wrong with reflecting a little bit and reminiscing. Like, there were literal days before that there wasn't no convenient service and click, tap, pay, nothing. It was just hard work. Hard, I ain't gonna say hard to everything, but definitely manual everything. Who misses those days with me? Because I miss them. Like, it's nothing like the actual touch to something, right? That's another thing I was looking into, the new AI. Just, that'll be another topic. I might even do it tonight, because that's something else that I've been like, wow, these changes and topics we're talking about are not just like conspiracies. This is stuff you can go to Google and find out. It's already happening. They're creating all type. I mean, technology is definitely advancing. You can already find out it's either been proposed or people are thinking about proposing it, or it's already in a bill. With some of these things, it's been new bills actually, guys, like drawn up, drafted. They've been what no matter what you're doing, you just carrying on, living your everyday life. There is a bill being passed every day somewhere, a law being changed. That's just the truth about it. And I don't want to be caught up in society that way where so much changed that I didn't. It's almost like they do it like that sometimes. Like we want to change it so quick that you can't say you knew that the law changed by the time we changed it. And it's crazy. It's actually in history they do that. Sometimes, not just like in America. There are lawmakers that do that. And I don't think that's a fair lawmaker to hurry up and switch something like just to um you don't give enough people time to even be aware that it switched. Did they know that this new thing changed, this new bill was updated, that this new law took place? For example, Juneteenth just passed, right? The holiday. We all know it's a celebration. It's like a reserved observation day uh, set aside to honor and recognize the Emancipation Proclamation and, the in the time that slaves were declared free. Why am I bringing this up? They say that some of these people didn't even know about that law, and even though it was for their benefit, right? That's like us finding out today, hey, everybody gets a 2000 stimulus check next week, right? But everybody don't know about it. You see what I'm saying? So even if you sent it to them or send it in the mail or it's on a card, they might not have access to it for a while because they didn't even know about it. But yeah, if you guys are still up hanging with us this beautiful Friday into Saturday night, we will be back with another topic. Um, and I didn't want to give it away just yet, but it will be along the lines of AI tools, AI software, the whole new generation and era of AI. Me giving my reaction, commentary, and just some more insightfulness about those technology updates as well. Did y'all see my post earlier though? I had post Alador from the dinosaur from Dinosaurs because it does matter. This is YouWill MakeItTV. So our inspiration is pulled from so many different places y'all wouldn't believe. So there's a Disney movie because there's many dinosaur movies. Let me clarify that. You got Jurassic Park, all kind of series of dinosaur movies over the years. What's another one we used to like? Godzilla. I don't know if y'all knew, but Godzilla, he was a dinosaur too. You gotta love You Will Make It TV live streams. You just never know where we going with what we talking about. But um, what was I finna say to y'all? This is important. The dinosaur I posted. That is Alador. Well, it was the AI generated version of him, but they got close. If you've ever seen the Disney movie Dinosaurs, it's so deep, man. Like there was that one strong dinosaur. He was a T-Rex. Alador was, but the leader, he was some other type of dinosaur. Like he wasn't to be played with, though. He was the one, I guess, what you would say, leading his dinosaur people land into a new time. How can I say it? He was leading them into a safe, as like the meteors and stuff had came. It's a real good movie, y'all. Don't think I'm crazy. Like, why this grown woman talking about the Disney dinosaur movie? Don't think I'm crazy, okay? But he is clearly as strong as the other dinosaurs. He's not even in his 50s or 40s in the movie. I don't know how old this dinosaur is supposed to be, but he couldn't have been no older than his teen years, so he was just in better health, stronger. He probably would have been chose to be one in the stronger colonies where the stronger dinosaurs was. You're a T-Rex. And this whole movie was about, this came to me today out of nowhere because I had never just stopped to think about the symbolism in the movie. But The whole movie is pretty much about how Alador sacrifices himself through the whole journey. Any movie story you've ever read about a people or animals, I don't care what kind of species it is, or culture it was, because even you had the Trail of Tears pertaining to the Indians. But anytime a people or animal, somebody were like maneuvering to a new place, what's the better vocab word? Let me see. Maneuvering, traveling, just because what do you call it? It's like a journey, but you kind of know where your destination is. And it's usually a promised land considered somewhere in there. Uh, that's usually like the destination, a whole new beautiful place for you and your people, or you and your species, or you and your culture. That's where how colonization, what it's about. Many species, cultures, different people have gotten together to colonize, move out, find new land before. And if one we can't just know about, that's why it's many different stories in history about it. Many stories about it. Um I brought it up because the whole movie is about this dinosaur, and I'm happy, even if they had to use an animal, for example. This man stays in the back with monkeys on his back, his friends, you know what I'm saying? And some other slower dinosaurs, because they were old. They couldn't keep up with the pack, PACT, or with the group. They couldn't. And it got to the point where the leader was like, hey, y'all little pack back there is dragging us back, and we finna have to start letting some dinosaurs go. But y'all gotta watch the movie for yourselves. It's a Disney movie. It's the summer. You're gonna be out there watching Disney movies anyway. Shout out to Disney from YouWill MakeItTV today. We love you guys. We just went and seen Stitch recently, and it was the hype. It wasn't as close to the cartoon, if you ask me. The first original is called Lilo and Stitch, but this movie they just put out was like called Stitch. But shout out to Disney, because we just love them for our own reasons. Now, Dinosaurs though is really a Disney movie, so I was just making sure everybody know where to go check it out if they want to. A good start is maybe Disney Plus. They have their own app, and pretty much every Disney movie that was ever produced, you can find it on there. But it's called Dinosaurs. So, anyways, I just said that was his sacrifice. He stayed in the back with the other ones. And when the leader was like, y'all holding us up, we finna have to start cutting. That's how evil the leader was, though. He just was like, we is not finna sabotage our whole journey for no slow dinosaurs. It's the best depiction of kind of some of the stuff I'm seeing in the world today. This one leader felt like, hey, we trying to get stronger. We're trying to get to our new place. We're just going to take the young dinosaurs that are in health, and y'all slow ones, we finna start cutting people. Y'all going to have to fend for yourself. The reason it was dangerous is because the ones that were being left behind, there were some other dinosaur creatures eating them, like attacking them. Because if you too slow to even move, to even survive, to even get away, to them it was easy prey, it's easy dinner. So it really was kind of evil for him to say he was just going to leave them because they were moving too slow. This is where Alador's light is exposed. Light. The one who chose to stay in the back with the slower ones. It's so crazy. It's like he wasn't even looking for a competition, a battle with this dinosaur. But, the dinosaur wanted to challenge him. Like, well, if you're going to stay in the back with them, you're going to get left behind with them. And Alador's light was exposed. He's like, now, wait a minute. All of the dinosaurs matter, and you're not finna leave them behind. We a family. We a group. As the story goes, though, them same ones they tried to write off as weak and slow, I think they were the ones that located, kind of like Columbus, y'all. when you colonize and move to a new place to recolonize and start over, um, you got a journey there first. Now, just like with the people, how the story went that found America supposedly, like, voyaging is just that part, but somebody has to locate the land, like point it out, like, hey, over there's a piece of land. It was kind of like that. It was kind of good they had them on a journey. They ended up being the ones not only to locate, like, be slow enough to actually find the actual place, because not all the dinosaurs in that movie made it, but they were the ones to actually locate the promised land for the dinosaurs. Y'all should check that movie out. It's called Dinosaurs. And they were the one to break the barricade that blocked them from being able to reach the promised land. Just a little lesson there. I guess even talking about cash tonight, like, you don't want to write off the ones who seem slower with cash or less cash, just because of it. Them could be the same ones later. The universe used to show you a better way, because at this time it seems like that's the only other option of a better way with money in the near future is a cashless society. That's the only option we're hearing now. Some, they share information about where they're experimenting with chips, implants, and stuff like that, right? Because some believe that the mark of the beast is going to happen, and this is how we are going to be able to, identify one another, all this other stuff, even our money, social security numbers. Imagine that. You got a chip somewhere in your body, and you just scan it, and you can carry on with the rest of your day. I made a joke in the past, and let me make this clear. It was only a joke. But I made a joke long before the pandemic, because I might not have always just been one of the most aware women in the world, but I always been very intrigued by certain topics or conspiracies. Let's put it like that. Truths and myths and legends. Like, I've always been like into that. Even if I wasn't, like I said, just the most aware person in the world. And that was just one of those I always kind of was interested in, how some people really believe that. I believe it too, because the Bible do talk about a mark of the beast, but I'm not going to sit here and play like I know exactly what the mark of the beast is affiliated. I know what it's affiliated with. It's supposed to be affiliated with the Antichrist, but I'm not going to pretend I know exactly. Like, the Bible did not tell us exactly how the mark of the beast would be introduced, or it would be exactly, but it does say that it's coming, and that everybody that don't have a zeal in their forehead will be forced. I don't think people really read that part. I think they just see, they talk about that they read that part that it says most people will surrender and take it because due to survival. This is not a legend or myth. This is a prophecy, actually, that a lot of people actually believe in. All I'm giving my reaction to is that nobody can sit around and pretend they know exactly what the mark of the beast is going to be, or accuse a cashless society of being the mark of the beast. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. The mark of the beast could be anything when that comes. Some people's like, no, it tell us it's gonna be 666. Like, no, it really doesn't. It didn't say it's gonna be a chip. It might have said a mark, and anything can mark you. If they have something called the mark of death, or the mark of this, or the kiss of death, and a mark could be anything. Let's really think about that. When you mark something, it's all kind of ways you can do it. For example, they say a dog marks its territory. And there's a certain way that he does it. A dog, he might pee on a tree, urinate on a tree, and they say that's the way the dog marked his territory. But that's the example that came to mind first. So when I read about the mark of the beast personally, I think the same way that you can mark something all kind of ways, and that none of us know exactly really how that's going to be introduced. Being discerning is the best we can be. It's great. Everybody that feel like they can read through things and people and numbers and signs right now, but it's going to be needed, especially if you believe that times like that will come. There will be some kind of mark that people accept just to survive. And leave your opinions in the comments and chat. But would you, if something like the mark of the beast is real, would you take it just to eat, just to be able to go to work and do normal, what you thought were normal functions before you had to have it? Because when people needed to get their COVID vaccine, they did get it. With some people with no questions asked, they did not care who the companies it came from. They might ask that much, but they wasn't concerned like, hey, was this tested? Or they didn't let people really ask many questions. They just felt like, and that's what we have to stop that as humans. As a humanitarian, it's my advice, like, when you have something that's really supposed to, that it can help people, like, this, you confident in it. Let's say it's a cure for cancer or a cure for something. Okay, they never said the COVID-19 vaccine was a cure, but it was something that could possibly protect you. And I never seen a time where we have so many pre-medicines and protection medicines. I call them what if medicines. The only what if medicine I was always ever aware of is maybe vitamins. And I wouldn't say those even fall in the category of what if medicines. Vitamins are more supplements. So that doesn't even kind of compare to what I was trying to describe. But anyways, it's a slight comparison. A vitamin is something you more take to supplement your diet. A what if medicine is kind of like a plan B. I'm telling you, I never seen a time with so many what if medicines. We got a what if. It seemed like for everything else, you know. What if medicines might sound like a slang term, so we'll call them precautionary medicines. It's kind of scary, actually. Like, there's a medicine supposedly you can take to prevent this, to help prevent that. That's crazy. Like, I just never thought I'd see the time we getting so close. People might have to be on medicine just to. It's just weird. They talking about they're taking medicines that prevent certain STDs. Not even prevent them. It's like a what if medicine. I'm telling you, like this will lessen your chances type of medicines. That's crazy that you even have to go that far to create those, rather than get into what is actually causing whatever it is, and more looking at that. But they have always said there's more money in drugs and pharmaceuticals. And it really shifts my gears that some even say that a con to Cashless Society is privacy. And that one is a big one to me. But you can just see people's money more at will if it's all under one digital system. It seems like that is the goal here. Like, any country talking about going this direction. It's like, how trade currency then. They already have block trades and cryptocurrencies and things like that out here. I'm not teaching nobody nothing. I'm just reminding everybody how close we are to something like this realistically probably taking place. And then making sure we understand the why. Not that I'm the lawmaker here, but trying to understand the whys before the whys, WHY, and whys, WISE. Understand the whys in it. The whole time you had money, you had to cut down trees to have those. So it's like, and I'm just like everybody else that does see the pros in a cashless society. But for sure, it would lessen crime in one way. But then I would say criminals just find a new way to try to rob. I would say it definitely would be more of a challenge if you have it more encrypted, set up another way. But that's what people get in the first place for tying their value to money to begin with. I believe God would very well allow something like a cashless society to come to pass. Because, like, you do have a lot of people, that's their whole value of themselves. That's their worth to them. At any given time, is like how much actual cash, tangible cash and coins they attach to their name. But see, if it goes cashless, and you literally have to check a device or tap into some type of system to see what your worth is, at that point, then who are you? It would definitely be some type of transition. I would say, to me, not unexpected, but unexpected to some. Not the cashless society transition, the actual maybe mental and emotional parts of it we have to expect. Because people showing us that now, like their whole value, their worth and image to themselves is the money. Boom, you take that away, plus you got more, you're able to monitor people's stuff more, or better, or easier, or more convenient, like we were talking about. I'm sure that would lessen crime a little bit. It would also put not creditors, debtors, debt collectors in a whole nother range. Some articles was saying that the way they was proposing is, like, what if you had a time where debt collectors could just automatically pull what they say? They're not calling you no more. You know how people make memes and jokes all day long about spam calls? We call them spam calls now, but they used to just be called debt collectors because some of them are very real. They call it a spam call because they don't want to pay it. They don't want nothing to do with it, but it don't mean that it's not always attached to the person. Them debt collectors be calling for a reason. Even if it's that the person before you had that old phone number. Even if they had that old phone number, like, you can still very well get spam and debt collector calls. With those calls going on, I was just saying, it wouldn't change just because it's a cashless society. I'm sure there would still be a way for debt collectors to not only contact people like they was doing, but automatically pull the funds off, because it would be under like one system type of deal. I don't think people ready at all. That's why we're seeing some of the mental, emotional parts of it already. It's like people might either already feel it going that way. They feel some of the restraints of the little bit of changes that have been happening. But I would say that was coming anyway with if tomorrow everybody wake up, they can't access their banks, they cards, because you know how a system will tell you we're under maintenance right now? Literally, like, Have people thought about waking up one day to that? Yeah, just waking up and it says, "Hey, we're currently under maintenance because we're trying to right now switch everybody's money to one system." They can do that, but we all gotta admit we see why too, and that it might. If crime gets so bad at any given time in a modern society, they try to actually make technological technological changes to the currency. That's telling you something. Not blaming it on criminals or some ain't right, but whatever was with their old system, which is pretty much coins and dollars, and probably gold and assets, you know. What scares me more is like we see the old system wasn't working or probably over after so long began to crash and stuff, but it's like how long people watched it do it before it does. It's crazy. Like before it even switches. People saw people coming out with new scams, crimes just to affect money systems. Maybe that's the point of it all, you know. It was a battle or a resistance to the change, probably longer than we've known. But I would say ever since we had Androids and Apple phones, actually when they started putting the chips in the cards, they were signs that they could possibly already have power to switch us to different digital currency already a long time ago. The day we seen that Cash App was real, we should have believed it. That you could buy cryptocurrency right through the app. Cryptocurrency stocks or whatever they call them, you can purchase them right there through the app. So I'm gonna be back in like 5 minutes, 5, 10 minutes with my last insightfulness topic of the night. And then we'll probably be right back here tomorrow about 3 Mountain Time for anybody that wants to come back and tune in. Remember that you guys were encouraged to like, share, and subscribe. Uh, but I just thought that was an interesting thing to go live about. Like, are we ready? Have we prepared ourselves? Even biblically, it might be written another way, but it does talk about a mark of the beast. And like majority, then just pretty much it'll be a smaller number of people than more who don't accept it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just crazy. Like that shows us everything we need to know right there. That when it come down to it, more people would. The Bible had already said that more people will and would sell out, and it's better for us to kind of be aware of that beforehand. When I say sell out, yes, take a quote unquote mark of the beast. That's why I think that's interesting what the Bible talks about with zeals too. Zeal. Something about those that are zealed, 144,000. You're not going to be able to mark them because they're already marked. And that's an even deeper topic. Yeah, so I didn't mean to describe it like that, like they would sell out, but it does say more people would take the mark just to survive though. Like you're only rich when currency is set up a certain way. You're rich or you're in a certain money class or a certain status. But if that were to change to like more of a digital status, yeah, how does that affect any of our lives? How would that affect your life? You got $1 million in coins and dollars, and but if they switch to cryptocurrency, digital currency, one world banking, how much money do you have? Some people are already thinking about that though. Like that's why they're investing in it already. It's already like bigger business than most people know. Like less and less people every day are still using cash and coins. More and more people every day rather uh, deal with or sign up for mobile banking of some sort, digital banking, online banking. And notice how it's almost by choice. Like, even while it was a choice, most people still prefer to do banking and business transactions this way, not with dollars and coins. Just, with most online digital banking, you just transfer and send money back and forth, transfer, deposit that way. So what do y'all think? Like when it start over with what's that called? When it starts over with a new cashless society, do y'all think that it would be better or worse for society? I just came to give my opinions today. Leave your opinions and thoughts in the comments. Um, you just can't take stuff to the pawn shop like that no more when the cashless society start. Y'all don't see the pawn shops already saying we buy gold? Because I was wondering how they gonna keep those open. Like you get paid in cryptocurrency or something. You get paid and they put the money on your one world government card because you done came in and pawned a PS5. And a lot of people are downsizing too, so don't feel bad that if you're one of those doing that. What is my definition when I say downsize when we're talking about finances and economy? Downsizing. They're already taking stuff to the pawn shop. They're already getting smaller houses or more affordable living situations. People are doing that right now. Not feel left out all alone no matter what you're going through out there. People are intentionally like choosing to do this. Like, hey, we don't even want the big house no more. We don't really need this big huge fancy car. It's even rappers doing it. I don't know why I said rappers of all money class of people, but because it's all kind of rappers. The more established ones we've just known maybe to be wealthy for so long, even some of them are downsizing. Downsizing never meant broke, but you can maybe cash your assets in, sell them, trade. You know what I'm saying? It's other ways you can get returns back on your investments that people definitely are looking more into now because they have still debts to pay and uh, things to pay while they're accumulating the debt. That's crazy. Like, because if you're renting, you're not really investing in something. You're not. You have to be financing something to be considered investing in it. If you're just renting, you're just renting, as we all know. If you're just leasing, if you're just renting a car, that is not your car. But that's a big level a lot of people are already at with the cash society we do currently have right now. A lot of people are downsizing. That's all I was saying. Do not feel bad about that. You gotta go turn in that boat Do something, cause like, how does it give you, what satisfactory is those items or products or things you hold on so dearly to right now? How dear would they be to you when cash is no longer valuable? You see what I'm saying? How valuable will you be to yourself? I think this new system change will just show us a lot. Like, most people this whole time were just, their value was based on money. How they, when they look in the mirror, they see money or they don't. That's what I'm describing. Like, how people slowly become this. Your image was controlled the whole time by cash. If a cashless society starts, who would you be? That's what You Will Make It TV is asking today. You don't have $1 million in the bank. You have a one world government currency card. Maybe a fixed income. I still feel like assistance will be around. All of that is just gonna look way different. Food stamps went to food stamp papers to actual debit cards. A lot of people never even saw that happen. Like, they have mobile banking apps too, just so you can check your EBT balance these days. Like, before, I know most people are just talking about how they're being cut off right now is trending news. But what's also trending news is how many transitions and changes this program experienced before it even got cut off in some states. Because some states, you get drug tested and have to go to, if you're in one of those states, we're shouting you out. You can put more, add to it in the comments if you want to. But in some states, I know they have started incorporating it already. You don't just get food stamps. You have to be a job training. This is not for the TANF or Medicaid, just for SNAP. I don't know why people thought this was still the 80s and 90s, how it works when they were getting it. But today, they do drug tests in some state, and they have to do a job training, skills, vocational, or have a job. It's like actually mandatory. Like, you will actually get disqualified. They will deny your application if you don't sign a contract saying that you're willing to abide by those rules. But I think they would still have assistance. Probably, like, it probably won't be called Medicaid. That's what I'm saying. It won't be called SNAP. It won't be called cash assistance. I think they're gonna make it more like a fixed income, probably, like, where they all get the same card. They're gonna issue them the same card. But I think it'll still be something like cash assistance, where they just deposit their blockchain funds, their digital funds, into their accounts that way. Because they had talked about something called what was it? Universal income, one world currency, something like that. And I think those without jobs, like, they're still trying to be in their phase, no job, no work, no nothing. What I had a problem with was them possibly banning side hustles, which I don't think they will ever get that far. That's like telling people, how you gonna say you want them to work, but you're trying to ban side hustles? I understand probably banning certain ones. Banning side hustles, that's the problem. If there's such a problem, just to say you're banning side hustles looks like you're definitely coming after independent businesses. That's just my opinion. A side hustle, if you go to other countries, they sell peaches, pears, fish right there on the street markets. And nobody has a problem with it. They can sell fabric. They still have it set up like markets, like outdoor markets. We do have them, by the way, guys, in cities too, in like more modern, up-to-date cities. We also have markets. We know how they look. We've seen them up close and personal. And I've never looked at them any less like of entrepreneurs. Anybody I've always seen at a market, whether it was a food market or outside flea market, I don't look at them as like, oh, they're selling. Usually they have to rent out those spaces. Nothing was ever free. It sounded like a person not educated in entrepreneurship. Like nothing was ever free for an entrepreneur just because they work for themselves or because they have a side hustle. The old quote used to say, it takes money to make money, and it's very, very true. Even if it's just $1, $5, $10, it has always taken money to make money. So I just thought that rumor was stupid. Like, oh, they could possibly ban side hustles soon. Like, why would you do that? They've been selling fish and apples in the markets for generations, like centuries. What else? I keep saying fabric because that's a big one. Um, like not everybody where they live, they can just go to the mall market somewhere and get some clothes. They might have to buy the fabric and then make their clothes. So fabric has always just been one of those goods. Sugar, salt. We don't know how blessed we are to have access to those goods so freely. Uh, we just don't until you don't have those things or until there are extra taxes and tariffs and all of this is being put on it. But that salt, tea, sugar, tobacco, fabric, those were those very first entry level products that made a lot of countries that are wealthy right now wealthy. Those simple things we don't even think about. Salt, sugar, like I said, alcohol. And it's like, bro, if I see them ban side hustles before they ban alcohol, I just have a personal problem with that. You know what I mean? Not a problem in my life. I would just disagree with something like that. Like beer has clearly, alcohol, drugs has been ruining people for centuries. And we want to ban like side hustles. That's crazy. Like it's so many other things to ban right now. Hell, TikTok gonna still be up. The direction this is going, TikTok won't even be banned before side hustles will. But wouldn't that mean even TikTok would be considered a side hustle? Because some content creators, that's their side hustle, content creating. People just got nosy and want to know these people's lives. Let me make this for the. I'll say this for the content creators. Like nobody becomes a content creator and say, yeah, I want the whole world in my business. Yes, the fact is you are kind of saying that, but you're saying that at your content, not your personal life. While people try to make that sneaky statement talking about, well, they're on the internet, so, and it's like scary. People tell themselves that this is justification for them to inch in every area of your life because you got on the internet one day. That's just my opinion. Like, how does that mean you have the right to any of these things? You know, get like some of the comments on some of these videos. People are crazy, y'all. They will call CPS on these people. They get in their personal life, like just because they're on the internet. I would say that a person didn't get on the internet for that. They got on the internet for you to whatever they're doing with their content. You show that love. You want to show them personal love. You got to make sure that's cool with that person. Like, do they even know you? That's the thing about the internet. And those crimes that could be cons, we don't know until it actually turns to a cashless society. But there's those cons that could apply because you still have hackers, and they was just saying they might create more crafty ways to try to steal from people. But I do believe even in their making, nobody sits here and takes this long to roll out cryptocurrency if they weren't already building something to prevent that. So no, I don't just think they're going to have digital currency. They're also going to have the heightened security with that. If people don't think so, that's my opinion. That's why it's taking so long. At this point, they even have Bitcoin machines at certain stores. Like, it's definitely out here. The whole world just hasn't turned to it yet. Like, but some countries have already gone cashless, guys. Are you guys aware? Here at YouWill MakeItTV, there are countries that have already stopped accepting cash. You're just gonna be shocked when you go over there and see that. And have we asked how these countries are doing in the past 3 years? Like, what is it doing? I know one place in Kenya, they were saying they like it. They love that everybody's money is on some computer stuff now and not cash and coins everywhere. But I was just saying, more in a place like this though, like, it was just more privileged the whole time. People would go through some type of emotional, mental shock because they've never lived without. That's just what they do. They flash cash. It's a whole image now. If any one of us just take a picture with some money and post it, that's a whole image now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how people value themselves. Some people, that's why every picture they post, they gotta have some money in the picture to the whole world, or they have to have something on that shows that they have it, or they have to have something in the picture, or somebody got to be in the picture with money. It's a whole image that people have tied to themselves. But that's just my opinion. It's my reactionary commentary on the topic tonight. We appreciate you guys' support. Until next time, please remember to like, share, and subscribe.